95% of your life is controlled by energetic memories you are unaware of. Watch closely. Hello. In this video, we are going to discuss a study, until now unknown, on the nature and functioning of our subconscious. Our subconscious is our submerged, underwater part. If we take the image of an iceberg to represent the whole of our systems of consciousness, the ocean represents the collective unconscious, and the visible part of the iceberg represents our consciousness. What is visible? The surface. The surface corresponds to our consciousness. It is the light that perceives the landscape on the surface, but which is also capable of perceiving underwater up to a certain level. This is what we do when we use visualization, NLP, or hypnosis techniques. We try to scrutinize the first layers of our subconscious from the water's surface. That is, from our capacity to use our consciousness by modifying it as much as possible, with methods where we put our brain on the lowest possible frequencies using tools like relaxation, hypnosis, NLP, etc.
This allows us to detect and manage certain consequences implanted in our emotional memory, which is managed by the subconscious mechanism. They are generally linked to emotional shocks experienced during periods of our current life. But what interests us here is how to improve our love life, our finances, or our health at a deep level that corresponds to chronic problems that have been polluting our existence for years. Who among us has never had this kind of problem? We will progressively see throughout this video how we can change certain parts of our lives with quick and simple means. But be patient. You will have to watch until the end if you want to understand. The structure of the subconscious. Our subconscious is made up of several layers, and the deep layers of our subconscious have origins much older than those related to the traumas we have experienced in this lifetime. The programs inserted within us since our conception in our mother's womb are those that generate, via the energetic systems associated with the functioning of the subconscious, the events of our current life. This is what we will develop in this video, understanding the origin of the events in our love life, financial life, as well as those of our chronic health problems. And we will understand that they are all linked to a single energy, a common vibration per energetic system, which affects all sectors of our life at the same time. All subconscious patterns are generated by 12 subconscious energetic systems, each generating an energy that affects our physiological, emotional, and mental functions simultaneously. Progressively in this video, we will understand that modifying the energy instantly modifies the emotion, the thought, and the behavior. The goal of this video is to give you the means to understand and improve your life in the areas of romantic relationships, finances, and your health. But to begin, we must take the time to understand how our subconscious works, why, and finally know its essential nature and its composition.
Misconceptions about the subconscious. To begin, it is necessary to clarify certain misconceptions circulating about the origin of our subconscious programs. It is not our first 6 years that program our life, our subconscious. We are programmed by our subconscious since before our birth. The first 6 years only serve to imprint the program onto our emotional structure by making us experience certain situations from our family, school, and social life. But the program was in place long before, even before your birth. The situations experienced in your childhood only re-imprinted certain chosen memories into our psyche, memories selected from your global memories stemming from a much more distant past, spread over several lifetimes, in order to evolve our consciousness in this life. A little explanation and understanding of our faculty of free will is necessary. The role of the subconscious in our destiny. Our subconscious is the source of 95% of our emotional, mental, and physiological activities. Its function is to create events in the 4 main sectors of our life: our romantic relationships, our experiences in our career, our relationship with money, our suffering due to health problems. In other words, the subconscious is the master of our destiny. It is what programs the main events that punctuate our lives to bring the emotions and thoughts of memories anchored in the depths of our being up to the surface, that is, to consciousness, so that they can be analyzed, understood, and transformed by the power of our emotional and mental consciousness. Our free will is our power of reaction to the events that rise up from our subconscious. We are free to act out of anger, fear, or out of love and understanding when faced with the events of our life. Our free will, which is linked to our will and its strength, does not have the power to transform our lives, contrary to what some want us to believe. The function of our consciousness is to allow us to evolve, if we choose to, by integrating the experiences lived in the outer world into our inner world. The outer world thus acts as a mirror of what was buried within us, revealing it to us through projection. In this way, we can orient ourselves towards the higher or lower expression of our conscious vibration, which will create new interactions with our inner self. This inner self will respond, in other life experiences, with new programs constituting a new destiny, with the objective of pursuing the evolution of our consciousness. This is where things become interesting once the elements are properly arranged in our mind.
Why we cannot change our life. If we want to change our current life, improve our romantic relationships because they make us unhappy or dissatisfied, improve our career because we don't feel in the right place, improve our finances because we currently cannot fully enjoy our life, and if we want to get rid of our chronic health problems that limit and pollute our life, we will have to move towards working with our subconscious, which is the expression of our inner life, revealed through our life experiences. As long as you persist in trying to change and fix your problems using your will, which is the expression of your consciousness in the outer world, you will get no results. You will torture yourself into thinking that you are incapable, weak, that you are taking courses, following advice, applying rules of life, morality, or techniques based on emotional or mental management, and yet you have no results, or very few. This is normal, and in no way your fault. You are simply not following the right path. Your consciousness represents only 5% of your power. Are you seriously trying to get results with that? You will tell me that some people manage to solve their problems or advance in their careers by following training programs that simply ask them to follow a plan, a behavioral method based on discipline, repetition, feeling, hypnosis, etc. Very well, I know these kinds of programs. And the success rate for participants is 3%. You can check. This is reality. Why? Because, on average, 3% already have their subconscious energetic systems aligned with their project. You are going to ask me, but what are these subconscious energetic systems?
The subconscious, an energetic mechanism. The subconscious is often associated with our unconscious emotions. This is a gross error. Consciousness means energy. Subconsciousness, self-consciousness, superconsciousness are nothing more than energy vibrating at specific and different frequencies. It is the expression of an energy's frequency that induces an emotion, a thought, an action. Everything is just energy. Our entire life is merely a vibrational projection of an energy. Einstein understood this well. But what about us? Knowing this, let's ask ourselves, what energy is our subconscious made of? How does it produce the events in our life? And how can we act upon it? Our subconscious expresses an energetic memory in the form of events, which we perceive emotionally and mentally. The subconscious is energy, not emotion. Its particularity is the repetition of its vibrational content in the form of cyclic patterns. This means that the same energy can take different forms to make our consciousness react. You always attract the same type of man in a different body, subconscious pattern. No matter what you do, you can never hold on to your job, subconscious pattern. You can't trust yourself, develop your charisma, dare to realize a project, or even make a romantic request, subconscious pattern. With these few examples, you understand that your whole life is conditioned by the patterns of your subconscious. And when, in ignorance, you sink into guilt or apathy, believing that you are directly responsible for what happens to you or for your weaknesses, well, no, the cause is much deeper. The 12 energetic systems. Our subconscious is made up of 12 energetic systems that produce the patterns shaping our life. These patterns are designed to repeat themselves throughout your life in different forms to instruct and provoke a reaction from your consciousness. Except that today, life is accelerating for many of us. Some of us feel stuck in cycles that no longer suit us. Relationship problems, repetitive financial difficulties, never-ending chronic health issues. For some, the lesson has been learned because modern life makes us quickly experience a large quantity of events. Nothing like what we experienced 70 years ago. And this becomes a problem for those who wish to move forward because it slows down the evolution of our consciousness. We now need to experience different things, but we are stuck in the subconscious patterns from our birth. Your destiny no longer suits you? Then you must write a new script. And this new script is written in the deep layers of our subconscious, where methods like hypnosis, NLP, or visualization cannot reach. The deep layers of our subconscious are divided into 12 distinct parts that unite to form our individuality. Ancient Taoist sciences have known about them for millennia. Traditional Chinese medicine has been using them for therapeutic purposes for over 5,000 years. This millennia-old knowledge serves us today to solve our current problems. Each era brings its challenges, but the constitution of the human being remains the same. However, it is necessary to modify the language and interpretation so that they align with current situations. To help you pinpoint exactly what is blocking you in your life, I'm going to introduce you to these 12 energy systems. I've given them simple names that represent their influence on your behavior. To make it easier for you to follow, we are going to group them into 4 main pillars of life. For each system, I will give you its primary function, but stay focused because at the end of this list, I will explain how to act upon them mechanically by working directly on their masculine and feminine polarities. This is the true strength of this approach. We don't go through the psyche, we act directly at the heart of the energy so you are no longer held back by your mind. The first pillar governs personal power and action, your inner engine. The great Jupiter. This system manages your capacity to dare and your self-opinion. It strengthens your ability to make decisions with boldness and self-confidence, while facilitating the release of anger and irritability. The strength of choice. This system oversees your ability to make your own choices and the expression of your personality. It provides the necessary courage to take action and lead new initiatives. The leader. This system governs your capacity to communicate, express what you think, and take the lead. It is also highly effective at unblocking old stresses. The second pillar governs social radiance and career, how the world perceives you. The prestige. It manages your capacity to take pleasure, to shine, and to assert yourself. It allows you to position yourself naturally as a leader within a group. The fighter. It governs your career, your reputation, and your social power. By focusing on your objectives, it reduces the dispersion that causes fatigue and also facilitates the elimination of fat. The altruist. This system manages your behavior toward society and your friends. It serves to stimulate your desires, your projects, and the realization of your wishes. The third pillar governs abundance and your relationship to matter in daily life. The Epicurean. It governs your core values and your capacity to earn money, shaping your relationship with material possessions. It also fosters the acceptance of the physical body and the importance of touch. The Control. This system governs the power of your will and your ability to make consistent efforts. It stimulates testosterone production to combat excess weight, fatigue, stress, and sexual weakness in both sexes. The General. It manages your capacity to organize your life and plan your projects for the short, medium, and long term. It works to harmonize your emotions while relieving stress and anxiety. The fourth pillar governs intimacy and relationships with others. The Other. It manages your capacity to exchange, share, and commit to relationships. This includes couple dynamics, compromise, forgiveness, and the ability to resolve conflicts. It also helps overcome shyness and the fear of being judged by others. The empathy. This system manages your ability to sense places, people, and events. It helps reduce hyperemotionality while stimulating sensitivity and love. The observer. It manages your personal power and sex appeal, as well as your capacity to transform your life. It is essential for overcoming shyness, fright, and a sensation of victimization. Yin-Yang polarity. Understanding our imbalances. Now that you know the main functions of your 12 subconscious energetic systems, it becomes necessary to understand their expression within each of us. We all have these 12 systems within us, but we express them differently according to the balance of their polarities. Any energy, in order to exist, must divide into two polarities: feminine, yin, masculine, yang. Just like electricity, a plus and a minus. Our feminine or masculine imbalances will determine our unconscious behaviors, our emotional reactions, our blockages, and the events we attract. How to know your systems. Taoist Alchemy Astrology. It is therefore necessary, initially, to know the level of polarity of our 12 energetic systems in order to understand our life and modify it if we wish. Before acting, you must gain self-knowledge. Know thyself was the motto of ancient initiatory centers. It is still valid today, perhaps even more than before. And the only method precise enough to explore our 12 energetic systems in detail, the source of our unconscious behaviors, is Taoist Alchemy Astrology, which accurately reveals our subconscious behaviors. The mere act of knowing yourself at the level of your subconscious behaviors already represents a profound therapy, where you become aware of what is acting within you, without your knowledge, and sabotaging or hindering your projects and your happiness. The why of your life becomes clear, and this already brings enormous liberation. You will find a link in the description below the video that will direct you toward more information about this astrology. Mechanically reprogramming the subconscious. Once you know the energies within you that are creating the parts of your destiny you want to change, all that remains is to act. To do this, you use the energetic channels located directly in your physical body. They have been known since antiquity. In India, the nadis. In Asia/Taoism, the meridians. These are energetic channels shaped like pipes of energy on which we can act directly through physical manipulation on points where energy enters and leaves the body. Knowledge of these points allows for the activation of a system's feminine function or the activation of its masculine function. Thus, we regulate the patterns of our subconscious according to our will, that is, our consciousness. We take control of our 95% of unconscious emotional and mental behaviors and exit the patterns memorized in our subconscious. We redefine our life without being blocked by the limits of our psyche, since the action is mechanical. A point is stimulated with a finger or an object. Gone is the need to enter an altered state of consciousness to practice visualizations that are often difficult. Gone are the practices of hypnosis or NLP, which only scratch the emotional surface of the subconscious, giving ephemeral results, when results occur at all. You will find a link in the description that will take you to a detailed explanation of this subconscious reprogramming method. Life sends back to you what you are, not what you want. By reprogramming your subconscious energies and balancing their masculine and feminine polarities, you are structuring your deep being. If you want to transform your life, it can only happen by reprogramming your subconscious functions. You then send a new message of who you are, and the universe responds to you with new event-based projections in your physical life. This is what the method revolves around, creating a new state of being, a new vibration, a new you. And if you want to learn how to move into the fourth dimension, to free yourself from the past and from time, You will learn to live from what you are, not what you do. But that's another story. For today, we are finished.